Do you end the month in your overdraft, or maybe you struggle to save and you just can't get out of that cycle? You are not alone. Over half of Brits have debt and struggle to save. So in this video, we're going to be talking through some of the ways that you might be overspending without realizing, some of the ways that you can help yourself get out of this cycle and actually start saving money. So let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Lara. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video and choosing to watch it. I really appreciate you being here. We're going to be talking about some ways that you might be overspending and ways that you might just be able to tweak and get out of your overdraft or stop yourself from getting into debt. Or if you're healthier in your bank balance, maybe just ways to save money. So hopefully there's going to be lots of ideas here in this video. If you're new here, I'd love it if you'd like to hit that subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you guys here as part of this lovely community. So at the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing lots of things that you might actually be overspending on. But I want to just get into the basics, a recap for anyone that's been here a while. And if you're new, then obviously it's going to be lots of new info to really adjust that mindset and those spending habits and help you get your brain into that position where you can actually make sure you're not spending every month. So I want to just talk about some key things that they're important to really talk about before we talk about overspending and how to save money, because going out for a meal, going out for drinks, this is future time when we're allowed to do such things. It might be a really key part of your life. It might be something that brings you happiness and joy that you don't want to have to get rid of, and that is absolutely fair enough. The idea of doing a no spend period or being good with money or not overspending is not about stripping out everything that brings you joy in your life. It's really important to make sure you do still have budget for fun money. So when you're doing your budget, and I've done videos on budgeting in the past here on my channel, it's important to actually factor in fun money into that, because you need to be enjoying this journey. Otherwise you're going to find it miserable and then you're going to not want to do it, and then we're back to the start. So a few key questions that you need to keep in your mind every time you want to buy something. Do you need it? Can you find it cheaper somewhere else? Can you borrow it? Do you have something similar already? And can you afford it is the main one. So those that have been here on this channel will know this already, but let's recap it because I cannot say it enough. Impulse shopping can contribute to thousands of pounds a year of unnecessary spending. Do you ever find yourself scrolling on stories, swiping through, and you see something, you like it, you swipe up, you buy it, and then suddenly you spent 40 quid on a new top that you didn't even really need, and that you probably won't even enjoy when you get it, or maybe it'll just add to the other swipe ups that you've purchased along the way. The impulse part of shopping can, once you change that mindset, once you actually really intentionally spend money, and this isn't about not spending money, because there are things, like I've said, there are things that I will spend money on that I really enjoy, that bring value to my life, and these are the things that I buy intentionally. So once you've actually done a no spend year, which I did in 2019, and I documented that whole thing if you didn't know that, there's lots of videos there to show you how the process went and what I found difficult and easy and money saving tips. But once you actually change that mindset of, do I really need this? Why am I, do I have this already? There were things in my wardrobe that I'd go out and then just grab, in Primark, and I'd grab like new bits of clothing that I already owned, and I wasn't being intentional with what I was buying. So that impulse purchase, once you really change that, you will change the game, honestly, and it will become such a more mindful experience when you're shopping. Yes, there's things around this house, I love a candle, I love fresh flowers, but it's things that I don't necessarily actually need, that's just adding to the clutter in my house, reducing my bank balance, that I didn't actually need it in the first place. It's just really being mindful about when you're spending. A really good way of stopping overspending is to bill yourself like you would do for your electricity, your rent, your mortgage, whatever. Bill yourself at the beginning of the month, take that money out, put it into a separate account. It's a non-negotiable, you have to pay that bill yourself. And that means that at the end of the month, you don't have that money to spend on things that you don't actually need, because you've actually taken that accountability to take that money out of your income and put it into a savings pot. And this could be something that you're saving up for, maybe Christmas, maybe a holiday, maybe a house. It could be from small to large. You can have different pots. You don't have to have one size fits all, but billing yourself, paying yourself first, as I always say, is a game changer really, to have that money put aside every single month as a non-negotiable, and you're paying yourself first. Okay, so let's talk about spending triggers. Some crazy fact, like 60% of all purchases are made in bed. That is when you go to bed. If that is one of your triggers, if you sit there and scroll and swipe up, or add things to basket, this is somewhere that you don't need your phone. You don't need to be making those purchases. So identify your triggers. It might be boredom. It might be that you've got nothing else to do. We're in lockdown. We're just a bit bored. You can actually curate your day to take out those triggers. So if it is when you're in bed and you're bored, don't take your phone to bed with you. Simple as that. And you get a better night's sleep for it as well, so double win. Or if it's boredom, try and think of get something that's gonna help with those triggers and change it. So if it's boredom, do a hobby, do something, cook a meal, read a book, something that's going to stop you from actually boredom shopping. A big one, say it with me guys, it is only a bargain if you needed it in the first place. If it's on sale and it's 40% off, oh my gosh, amazing price. But did you need it in the first place? Then you're not saving money, you're spending money. So don't get drawn in if it's not something you need in the first place. Let that settle, guys. So if you are guilty of having a day at the mall, at the shopping centre, as a day out, yeah, that's your Saturday sorted, this is not entertainment. Shopping, essential things is, necessary, but if you're doing it, or maybe if you're going with a friend that's a bit spendy and they're like, yeah, get that top, it's only an extra 40 quid, but you're doing that in every shop, just try and break the habit. Do something that's not going to make you spend money as a day out. You can still enjoy friends' company, you can go for a gorgeous picnic, get yourself a coffee at home and go for a nice walk with a friend. There are things that you can change, and it's just about changing those habits and just trying to do something different with your time, rather than going to like a shopping centre for the day, spending money on lunch, buying loads of clothes, going with someone that's a bit spendy as well. Just try and change up those little things that you do throughout the month to stop yourself from overspending. So my 5 top tips for this video for stop spending money is pay with cash. Don't use an app on your phone. That's the most devaluing thing you can do to money, is by tapping your phone or your card. So use cash if you can. Sleep on it. The 30-day rule, as I said, is so important, or even if it's just sleeping on it, can really help you re-identify it if you actually need that thing. Take an inventory, shop your wardrobe. I've just done a video on this. I think it should be up before this one. Really hope you enjoy it. I loved making it and I definitely want to make another one. Go and look in your wardrobe and find things that actually you can make for what you want to wear. So a monthly spending freeze challenge, even if it's just the weekend, no takeaways, no coffee, no shopping, just try and reset your spending habits each month with either a day off or maybe even a month off or maybe longer of no spend challenge. A budget to include fun money. This is not meant to be a really bad punishment. This is meant to be enjoyable. So make sure you're adding in fun money for a meal with your friends, or maybe a coffee or a cinema date or anything like that, just to keep you going. So we've looked at the ways in which you could be saving money. Now I want to talk to you about the ways that you might be overspending without actually realizing it. Some of them just take a little bit of research, some of them take a little bit more, but there are ways in which you can change up little tweaks in your life and actually make a big difference. So clothing used to be a huge overspending area of mine. Using apps like Vinted or Marketplace or Depop, or there's different apps out there. I'm obsessed with Vinted at the moment because the prices are so low. You can get like a Ralph Lauren polo shirt for my husband for like £2. And it's things that have been pre-loved, they're really good condition, people just have moved on, they want to buy something else with their, sell their clothes, they don't want to just give them to charity maybe. And there's no seller's fees, so it's a really good way to sell your clothes. In fact, I've got a page, I think it's Lara Joanna Jarvis, let me just double check. It's just Lara Joanna Jarvis. Really good way of actually spending less money. Like, you can go on there and think, oh, I want a pair of wide leg trousers. rather than just going straight to H&M or Zara, go to Vinted and there'll be someone selling the exact thing that you want in perfect condition. It's a really good way of resetting your spending and actually making sure you're doing that first rather than going straight to the high street. It's helping the planet, and it's obviously helping your bank balance. I'll leave my Vinted link in the description bar as well. I think we get a freebie each, but I'm obsessed with it and I just absolutely love it. In fact, I'm going to do a Vinted haul once all my new stuff arrives. I'm trying to do it like, instead of thrifting, I'm doing Vinted because it's secondhand clothing, slow fashion, and it's just so much better for the environment and it's so much more affordable. The next one is branded medicine. The ingredients are often the same, so try not to fall for the fancy packaging, the nice marketing. Get yourself the own brand and it's going to save you a fortune. Car insurance. Sadly, loyalty does not pay in this day and age. I just saved myself over £150 on my car insurance by making a phone call, and they did all of the work for me. Using price comparison sites takes out a lot of the work for you, but just don't let it roll over because it will save you so much money just putting that little bit of extra effort in. Phone bill. Oh my gosh, I'm so passionate about this. Why people spend £60 a month is beyond me. There's places that give you all you can eat data and unlimited calls and everything like that for like £15 a month. Just research it and go SIM only rather than just doing the standard upgrade every time you want to do it. Similar to car insurance, your utilities, insurances, they basically just rely on us being lazy human beings so that they can increase your pricing and not give you the best introductory offer. So just make the effort, guys. I know it might seem like a faff, but honestly they do all the work for you, so make sure you are comparing the market. So hopefully these tips will help you on your way to be more intentional and mindful with your spending. Don't feel bad if you can't do this all at once. You can't change habits overnight, but once you start getting into it, you'll be much more mindful and hopefully save lots of money. Thank you so much for being here and for watching this video. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.